The Donathon continues. It's Zen and Atow who are now playing Tempo and Rezears at level 3. They made it all the way up to level 5 last time around, but they didn't have to play the likes of Tempo and Rezears. 250 on the line. If they win, they can cash out or double up. It's a best of 5 starting now. Chat, here we go. Zen and Atow versus Tempo and Rezears. The original run, I was going to say the second run, but technically this is the same streak from when Zen and Atow started in this brackets. And now they're looking to try and cash out with a bit more money. Rezears is going to score immediately, which is actually a big change to what we've been seeing with these guys playing against every duo that isn't Oski and Toxic, which is that they usually score within the first 13 seconds and then never give up the lead. So maybe a good sign for Tempo and Rezears, who have waited a day to be able to play this matchup. We actually had these guys play each other in 1v1 when we had a bit of a scheduling snafu yesterday, but we're back and we are ready to grind. And we've got Zen and Atow versus Tempo and Rezears. Zen double, oh my goodness, almost able to finish it, leaves it for Atow. Atow sends it to the back wall, but it was a nice ceiling pass reset play. Rezears is just going to try and shoot all by himself against Zen. Low boost Zen makes a save, and then Atow gets the demo. And will Director Cam ever bring us back? I didn't want to switch off. I thought Director Cam would do it, but a quick counter as Zen essentially passes this off of the crossbar, and Atow launches the long shot, doesn't hit the ground, floats its way to the net, and it's 1-1 in this best of 5. Best of 5, we're at level 3. You'll have to forgive me. I've been a bit under the weather. If my voice sounds a little bit different than normal, that is why. We have shortened the stream today slightly to be able to power through for the matches, though, as Zen was threatening to double resets, but does drop it off to Atow, who has his shot covered. Tempo and Edgeby are one of the two duos that have been able to get wins in this format. Not a ton have, although they did eventually lose it as Atow's going to pogo shot and have it denied away by Rezears. We'll see if Tempo and Rezears might be the right duo. I believe Rezears, ooh, he's going to get dunked here by Zen as he tries to maintain possession on the goal line. Rezears was 1 win away, right, from being at the kickoff land. 2 Danes 1 Bruv will be there, and the leaked news is that apparently 2 Danes 1 Bruv will actually be Man City. It'll be Man City Esports, as Shift seems to be implying they're going to get picked up. I imagine Man City is trying to pick them up before the LAN to get that little bit of extra exposure. And maybe that's what we'll be seeing here in a couple days. There's a chance we get some North American duos as Atow over the top has both defenders back, just beats them both and makes it 3-1. Tempo was going back wall, but transitioned down to the same spot that Rezears was covering. Rezears, solid catch, almost able to catch Atow out of position. Tempo gonna have to make some magic happen. We saw him return to his dominance of old for a game yesterday, but wasn't able to get the win. It's actually interesting how much more mechanical it seemed in the first couple games or first couple minutes from him in that dominance, but he has still got it in the Fennec as well. Air dribble reset, top lefts, and a second goal is on the board. Left Zen to 1v1 against Tempo, and he could not stop the reset shots. Zen started an air dribble as he gets up from his own back wall. Multiple resets. First save is there. Fake. Got a defender to miss, but Atow decided to back off. Didn't feel like he had a chance to follow up, as now he'll pass upfield. Zen maybe couldn't shoot. Elects to just send the ball to ceiling heights. Reset for boost and see what he can't get on the second try. This is the wave dash catch underneath. Zen makes it 4-2. Wasn't sure if Zen was going to be able to get an angle as he wave dashes on the ball. threatens all the way down. TempoH has to respect that, and then finally gets to the ground and wave dashes it in. Zen following up. Gets a demo at the midfield. Cheating up a lot on the kickoff. Both Zen and Atow shadowing back now as they look to try and gain possession. Bit of a dangerous 50. TempoH wants to try and dunk on Zero. Can't do it. And instead, the attack will have to continue with Rezears. Rezears passed Atow, but just gave Zen the ball for free. Fortunate that Zen was not able to create a scoring attack out of it. Rezears now to the back wall of this Zen Atow duo. I've seen TempoH low on boost for what feels like multiple minutes now. Has not been able to reset and get involved. Has 100 now as he plays this into the corner. Wanted a single jump to pop the ball, but I think he faked out Atow and himself in the process. Might have ended up being not so bad for him. As Rezears high to the ceiling for a reset. Bring this down to the ground. They need one right now in order to save this last minute of time for the equalizer. Not in the worst position ever as Atow low on boost. TempoH gonna chain dash on the wall to get back and get the bump. Has to 50 Zen. Rezears should have a second here to gain control, but Atow making sure to take all the boosts off the map again, continuing to start these guys out. 30 seconds left to go. It has been a decent possession for TempoH and Rezears. They've gotten at least, half of the possession, but it always feels like it ends up for Zen and Atow. Oh, my voice can barely handle it. But Atow gets the reset, launches the musty, and of course, it's perfection. It's crossbar down, and might have been own gold maybe by Rezears there. But it bounces its way in, and it's 5-2 to Zen and Atow. Zen flying way over the top on this challenge. Rezears really just trying to play for the rest of the series at this point. No way they're going to get 3, surely. Zen demo. Atow fake, Zen fake. Are they trying to make a point? Intentionally missing the ball. It'll hit the ground. Gain number 1 goes to Zen and Atow. Gain number 2. Zen and Atow against TempoH and Rezears. Zen snipes a demo. Rezears going to have to recover and make a play. And there's almost no way he can. So instead, he just tried to turn and get a bump. Had he connected on a bump with Atow, maybe he would have bought himself the time he needed. But Atow goes over the top of it, and it's 1-0. This is what we're used to seeing. I said the previous game, we actually did see TempoH Rezears score first. Usually, it takes but seconds for Zen and Atow to get their lead, as they have had a very strong set of kickoffs in these matches. Rezears can't find anything on the ground. Pinch TempoH and Zen 50. Rezears has to get this ball going quickly, and he does just that. Air dribble from his own back wall. Reset gets forced high by Zen, but Atow and Zen not in the best of spots. Both of them jumping off the back wall. Can Rezears and TempoH take advantage of this? Low boost for Zen now in net. Shot is denied. Zen not able to pick up 100 though. So TempoH can maybe keep them contained. As Rezears passing back to TempoH after the TempoH interception. The 50 goes well for Zen. Right now, Zen and Atow always finding a way to deny with their 50s. Win them enough to buy enough time to prevent a shot attempt. TempoH stuck in net now as Rezears goes flying past the ball. Ooh, Rezears, what a shot. Sorry. I was muting the mic and clearing the throat. As Rezears is going to pre-flip into a reset and shoot top left. A nasty shot. And a solid equalizer for the German. TempoH really wants to demo. Following closely on the kickoff. Didn't get it. Forcing Rezears now to make the play, which he did. Zen maybe fighting through a bump. Atow chasing down to get another, and Zen's going to have an easy open net. Oh, Zen snuck around Rezears. No contact was made, but definitely contact was made when Atow bumped tempo and left the wide open nets. Tempo gets outsped. Zen passes to himself off the ceiling. So quick to the ball, prioritized getting there first and making sure Tempo misses, and then has no trouble getting the follow-up double off the ceiling. Can guide it to the net with ease. And a 3-1 lead for Zen and Atow. Rezears back passing towards the nets to Tempo, who's actually done a decent job of 50ing out to Rezears. A decent way to mix up his play, and Rezears going to get a goal. So it all starts when Tempo sees he has no choice but to 50. So instead of trying to muscle it through, he instead uses Zen as a tool to guide the ball to his teammate, and Rezears tapped it back to him, and he was able to create the outplay that led to the eventual Rezears goal. 2 minutes and 44 seconds to bring back this 1-goal deficit. Certainly a game that these guys are threatening in. We've seen them up on offense a decent amount. They just haven't had the X factor to break through like we've seen from Zen and Atow. Zen getting a reset, falling off the ball. Rezears and Tempo find themselves in the same spot. Rezears on 0 boost gets a really strong challenge though. It's going to follow up again. Sends this one straight to the ceiling and back down. Zen did not want a 50. He just allowed Rezears to get the touch. Now Atow the other way. A close follow from Zen. Might not have paid off as he was in just a little bit too deep, but he does keep the ball in play. Rezears not going to panic here as that ball was not on target. Lets it bounce off. Trying to guide it out to Tempo. Tempo is too deep underneath the play though. Can't imagine he'll have a good read on it. Instead, Atow will have to play it. Zen not shooting just yet, waiting to time it so that Tempo misses, and then eventually getting his shot. Zen sees Tempo in net, so no reason to shoot again. Just keep passing to himself to eventually get his opportunity. Not to mention the shot would have been much softer had he tried to time it on Tempo's in and outs. Fake kickoff for Rezears and Tempo. They can afford to get something back here. Atow blocks the passing play. Rezears is going to be all alone after the demo. Couldn't get something going. Soft touch from Tempo trying to pass to himself. Can he make magic happen on 4 boost? He's going to do so by trying to pass to Rezears. Rezears aimed bottom right, and Atow had that covered. Atow to Zen, already off the ceiling. Oh my goodness, Zen did get a touch, but they are going to leave the net open. It is freestyle mode for Zen and Atow. If you haven't been watching these duos, Zen and Atow, as soon as they feel like they have a comfortable lead, looks like they're going for clips to see what's the craziest thing they can score. And guess what? They still don't lose. They just, when they need to, they just lock back in and get their lead. Atow off the ceiling. The high backflip to send the ball down. Does get saved. Now trying to make something out of nothing. Keeps the ball generally in play though for Zen. And Atow's going to get a chance to try again. Both of the orange team pushed back, low boosts. Tempo to the side wall. Rezears into the air. Pops the ball with his first reset. He's got both defenders up. Can Tempo find a way to score? They're only down 1. Tempo chip. Tried to 50. Atow wins it. The 50s have just been so strong for the blue team. Every challenge goes their way. And it makes life so easy. 5-3. With 23 seconds left to go. Zen and Atow are likely on match point again. Tempo. Air dribble. Dropped by the blue team into the corner. And quickly reverse the other way. Atow trying to get a freestyle double reset type play to finish that one off. Game number 2 going to go to Zen and Atow as well. They're once again on fire as they head into game number 3. Zen and Atow versus Tempo and Rezears. Maybe a taste of what RLCS2s might be like. TempoH, what a great setup. Rezears, can he finish it? Oh my goodness, Zen. How does he get that save and turn it the other way? It is a huge play, and it's got to be a spirit crusher for TempoH and Rezears, who had such a great setup. Even TempoH wanted to get a bump, I think, to guarantee Zen didn't get that save. And yet Zen still does. Rezears launching a flick just a bit too high on a kickoff possession that went their way. Atow resets, bumped off the ball. Rezears missed. He gave so much respect to the initial shot. I think he felt like he had to try and save it, but it was wide. Rezears did not read that bounce. TempoH falling away from the ball as Zen leaves it off, allows it to bounce off the backboard. There's been a ton of different times in this match where I've seen Zen and Atow dribbling, and so often you see, oh my goodness, nice shot and save. So often you see players going for the last touch no matter what, getting one last double off the back wall to see where they might be able to put it. Zen and Atow often leave it. They recognize that prioritizing one more touch doesn't really matter when just letting it bounce straight off the back wall can be a better pass. And if anything, they're faking those touches in order to keep defenders thinking they might be going for one more, as Atow looking at a wide open net. It's going to be free. He won't miss those, and it's 3-0. Zen, nice outplay to leave this on a tee for Atow. Atow drop down to Zen, try to go back to Atow. They've been doing these pre-jump plays as soon as they have a 2-3 goal lead, and they might have 3 minutes and 20 seconds in order to try and get one this time around. So maybe we will see something crazy from them. Rezears put that towards the net. TempoH should be able to shoot, and he does. Nice placement from TempoH. They're not giving up, and they're looking to take advantage of any relaxation from Zen and Atow. They go for one pre-jump pass back and forth clip, and it eventually results in a TempoH Rezears goal on the counter. Atow pinch on the side wall. TempoH to Rezears. Can't find the shot or the pass. Gets the ball taken away from him by Zen. TempoH using up all his boost just to get to the right position to make a play. So by the time he does have the ball, he's got nothing left to do. Atow not going to get this double. Rezears guides it away. TempoH on the respawn. Zero boost to work with. Did his best to try and get it in front of the net, make something happen. Zen demos TempoH, and that'll likely force them back. TempoH spawned right where the ball was headed, though. A convenient place to be as Zen tries to demo him once again. Atow has nothing left over. Switches the field. Zen needs the last second recover to make this save, but of course, not only does he get it, he starts to counterattack the other way, has the ball deep in the orange half. It goes from last-ditch save to offense, although that has been turned around fairly quickly. Atow wave dash. Oh my goodness, how did he get that read? I felt like his challenge was just ridiculous and ill-advised, and yet somehow he perfectly knew where the ball was headed and dunked it away. Challenges that, for other players, seem like prayers are starting to look like all but sure things for this Zen and Atow duo. Atow ground double, top shelf, just barely off target. Rezears able to send it away. Zen guides this one to back wall, doesn't allow a quick goal. TempoH passing play, bump attempt. Rezears shot saved by Atow. Just ridiculous defense, even on these really strong attempts from Tempo and Rezears, they still find a way to make the play. And that might be just as, if not more, the reason why this duo has been so consistent, so hard to score, and everything comes so easy for them on offense. Atow didn't get this angle, though. 30 seconds left to go. Hard to imagine 2 goals. Rezears is chasing down Zen. Zen dodges it, and it even guides it over to Atow, who prevents himself from own goaling. Something that did look like a threat there. Rezears slammed to the back wall. It gets registered as a shot, but it never stood a chance. 10 seconds left to go. It would take a well and true miracle for Tempo and Rezears to take a game, and it did not happen. Best of 5 is over. 3 and outs for Zen and Atow in the double or nothing, and Atow has already elected to double.